Okay. Guys, check your audio settings, please. CQRS pattern, guys. It's a continuation for event sourcing pattern, guys. What is that? Command query. Responsibility segregation. What is that pattern name, guys? Command query responsibility segregation pattern. Segregation pattern. Segregation means separation, guys. Okay. Command query responsibility segregation pattern. Okay, boss. Yeah. This pattern is good along with this pattern is good along with event sourcing pattern. Yesterday we discussed event sourcing pattern now, boss. Event sourcing pattern. Yeah, this pattern says okay, separate read operations, okay, and write operations that are happening on the database software. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Separate read operation and write operation that are happening on database software or on any repository by taking different services. Okay, by simply taking different services. Yeah, let us feel. This is my UI, guys. This is my UI. Take one service separately for read operation, another service separately for write operation. Okay. One service separately for read operation, one service separately for write operation. Yes, this is my database software. Yes, guys. Service 1. Here is my service 2. Okay. This service we are using for read operation, guys. This service we are using for write operations. You try to use them for write operation. Yeah. Don't try to if you have a maturity in the development of microservices, what they are saying is What they are saying is try to use different services, separate services, one for read operation, one for write operation. Yeah, this is for write operations, guys. This is for read operations. Read operation. This is for write operations. This is for write operation. This is for read operation. This is my service 1. This is my service 2. This is my UI. UI means user interface, my dear. Right. Let's take one example, guys. Let's take one example. Example scenario. Example scenario. Okay, guys. We have a payment service, guys. We have a payment service. We have a payment service. We have a shipping service. We have a order service. Are shipping means, oh yeah, who take care of delivery kind of thing. Okay. We have a order service. We have a order service. Understanding my statement, guys. This is separate MS, this is separate MS, this is separate MS. Okay, tell me, guys, this will have its own state or not? This will have its own state. Okay. This will have its own state. This will have this own state. Okay. This will have its own state. This will have its own state. This will have its own state. Okay. Now listen carefully. Oh, listen carefully. So this will use its own database. Yeah, because it's recommended to use. This will use its own database. This will use in own database, guys. Right. Yes. Yeah. What kind of state that payment service will have, guys? Everyone, please tell me. What kind of state payment service will have, guys? Payment is received or not, payment is successful or not, whether customer has used credit card or not, debit card or not. Come on. Customer has used credit card or not, debit card or not. Array, come on. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Okay. Tell me here. Tell me here what happens, guys. Okay, lot of write operations will be there. Okay, shipping also. It will do a lot of write operations will be there. This will also have a lot of write operations. Understanding my statement, guys? Because which card has come, what is the payment gateway, payment is successful or not, all these will be updated to this database. Okay, which courier service, what is the order number, what is the parcel number, location, everything will be updated here. Okay, what is the customer, what is the order amount, what is the and number of other details will be there. They will be updated over here. Come on, guys. Bill number, payment time, and all this stuff. Okay, but the problem is, all these are not intertalking. All these are talking with each other. No, it is doing its job. It is doing its job. It is doing its job. Okay, everyone is doing individual job. We are not mixing up, right? We are not mixing up. Are you listening my statement, guys? Okay. So what they say is, instead of making them talking with each other, you do one thing, you take separate MS. Okay, order overview service or order management service, whatever it is. Order overview service or order management service. And you make it talking to other these services. These other services. So that what? You will get the overview of all the operations that are happening or not. You will get the overview of all the operations that are happening or not. Okay. Command query responsibility segregation. Segregation means separation. Separation. What is the final point? Okay. Segregation, nothing but what? Separation. So what is the note I should give? Instead of making payment comma, shipping comma, order MS, order microservices, order MS, talking with each other, and mixing up read and write operations on read and write operations on database softwares or event logs. Are in event driven programming, okay, instead of mixing up what? Event logs or event repository. Event logs or event repository. What is that? Event repository. The CQRS, talking with each other and mixing up. The CQRS pattern says, what pattern, guys? The CQRS pattern says, okay, develop separate MS talking to tell me, guys, these related services to get the necessary information, and to present to end user through UI. I think you convinced with the pattern, guys. I hope you convinced with the pattern what it is saying. Okay. Now tell me here. They will be ready doing only write operation. Okay. When it comes to what this order service, guys, it will be busy in what? Performing read operation from those services. Whatever state that is having, based on the state, it will try to do what? Read operation, and gives to UI to present data to end user. Simply to give to UI to present data to end user. This is my UI, guys. UI. Right, boss. UI, guys. And here is our end user. Here is the end user. This is the basic concept that we have to focus, guys. This is the basic and thorough concept that we have to focus. Comfortable, my dear? I think you understood the basic point, what I'm trying to present in your brain. Okay. Listen, Instead of making microservices talking with each other internally, okay, you design dedicated microservices doing dedicated what? Write or read operations on their individual database software. Okay. But if you want to summarize the data, if you want to read and present some data to end user, try to put a separate microservice talking to what? Those microservices. So because of that, what happens, guys? Because of that, what happened? There is a possibility of separating read and write operation. Now you observe, guys, these microservices dedicatedly do write operation. This microservice talks to other microservice, performs what? Read operation on the state that is there with the payment. On the state that is there with the C. As part of payment service, after executing business logic, some state will be generated, that state will be read. Some state is generated here, that state will be read. The some state is generated, that state will be. But these services dedicatedly do only write operation on database software. I hope you are trying to put efforts to understand this one, guys. So now what happened, guys? Now what happened? This dedicatedly do write operation and this microservice dedicatedly do read operation. Since one microservice is not doing both read and write operation, number one. Number two, and for the sake of another microservice, the main microservice is not doing what? Okay. Or for the sake of one microservice, other microservice is not mixing up read and write operation. Especially when more write and read operation, when more code operations are there, huge number of code operations are happening like Amazon kind of activity, Flipkart kind of activity. This is going to give great result. When you look at normal code operation application, it looks like what is need. One microservice will take care of everything, right? But so huge number of read operation, huge number of write operation, huge number of select operation, huge number of non-select operations are there. Okay, continuously they are happening. It's better not to mix up, better to separate them. It's better not to mix up and better to separate them. I hope you convinced, my dear guys. Okay, guys. Pros, guys. Okay. Pros, advantages. Pros, advantages. Number one, we can separate read and write operations in the application requirement. We can separate read and write operations in the application requirement, guys. In the application requirement. Okay, guys, in application requirement. So how can you say this, guys? As I said now, okay. As I said now, what it says, guys, what it says. I have a service. I have a service one, which reads from external sources, guys. Which reads from external sources. It connects to external sources and reads the data. Performs read operation. Okay. It won't read, guys. It will write to external sources. Let us assume. Yeah. You may feel this is what? Cloud external sources. Cloud external sources. Right, boss? Okay. It has to write means it has to collect data from somewhere now, guys. Okay, let us assume here is the database. Let us assume here is the database. Here is the database. It collects the data from this database and writes to external source. Okay, boss. Now, interesting thing is, interesting thing is, interesting thing is, there will be another service which is service 1. Okay, guys, there will be what? Another service which is what? Service 2, who reads data dedicatedly from different systems, guys. Okay, tell me here. It will read the data from this. It also reads the data from this. It will read the data from this and it also reads the data from this. So ultimately what's happening, this system is performing only read operation. This system is performing only write operation. So that means we are able to separate what, guys? Read and write operations. Read and write operation. Observe, this payment service, shipping service, order service are dedicatedly performing what? Write operation. And this order overview service reading the state of them and performing read and giving to end user. So that means here read and write operations are dedicatedly separately or not? Dedicatedly separately or not? Okay, next. Okay, next one. Yeah, CQRS is good to combine with CQRS is good to combine with event sourcing. Good to combine with what? Event sourcing pattern. Good to combine with what? Event sourcing pattern, guys. Okay, now listen carefully. What are if you attend yesterday's class, what event source pattern says? Every activity, every business activity will be treated as one event, boss. Say something, guys. Every business activity, okay, according to event sourcing pattern, guys, listen. Actually, microservice design pattern itself one separate batch which has to be taught dedicatedly for 2 months. That much possibility is there. Yeah, because it's not that much easy, guys. If you touch one design pattern and if you start implementing them, solid 1 week is required for each pattern. Are you listening my statement? Okay, since I promised, okay, I will give overview of what? Microservice pattern. I am trying to talk what is what. But don't come to one conclusion. Yes, this is end-to-end knowledge of microservice pattern, guys. Each pattern implementation, launch of concept 1-2 days, implementation takes 1 week because we have to bring that microservice setup with the support of Spring Boot and microservice architecture knowledge. Then we have to feel the problem. Then we have to feel the solution. But what I'm trying to give is awareness about each pattern. That's it. Okay, maybe for you it's the last batch, guys. I will try to offer Java JW patterns as a separate batch, microservice patterns as a separate batch. Okay, by mistake I have given promise to you people, but when I start Okay. When I start debugging, when I start analyzing, okay. When I start analyzing, then I realized, okay, this cannot be offered just like that. So that's the reason I'm just sticking to awareness. I'm just sticking to what is the problem, what is the solution. Fine. According to event sourcing pattern, every business activity, what guys? Every business activity will be treated as one event, and all these events will be written to event log repository. Event will be written to event log repository. Okay, guys. Right. Understanding my statement, guys? So now listen carefully. Listen carefully. Yeah. This is my payment, guys. This time no database. Here is event log repository. Event log repository. Yes. This is my shipping, guys. Shipping service, payment service. Yeah, it is having its own event log repository. Array, payment done, card added, card removed. All these are events, guys. All these business activities will be recorded as event logs here. Shipping service, guys. Shipping service. Here also we are having event log repository. Nice. Here also we'll be having event log repository. Cool, guys. Next, here we are having, okay, here we are having, come on, guys. Here we are having one more service, order service. Who take the order, who prepares the bill kind of thing, guys. This will be having its own repository, event log repository. Event log repository. Tell me, guys, this activity, each microservice writing its business operations as events to event log repository comes under event sourcing or not? Say something, guys. This is event sourcing activity, Ra Babu. And at the same time, don't forget, it will be having its own state. It will be having its own state. It will be having its own state. Everything will be having its own state, guys. Right. Here, two dots. Here, two dots. Here also, two dots. Right. State will be there. And this will be busy always write operation. This will be busy always write operation. Okay. This will be busy always write operation. These are immutable side. Whatever data you are writing, all these are immutable. You cannot modify them. You can write immutable activities. All these are immutable activities. All these are immutable. Array, whether good or bad, whatever it is, everything will be this one. What is this? All these event log repositories. All these event log repositories. All these event log repositories. Tell me what there, guys, what they say. Maintain business operations. Business operations as events. Business operations as events. So they are doing only write operations here. Okay, now tell me here what happening. This is payment over sorry, order overview service, guys. Order overview service, guys, who actually talks to this payment service, reads the state, reads the state, reads the state. Come on. Basically talks, reads the state, and gives to the UI. Okay, what is this? Reads the state. Are same first diagram, but I'm trying to give in what? Event activity mode, guys. Read the state. Reads the state. Yes, boss. Reads the state. And anyhow, it will present it one to UI, guys. Here is my UI, my dear. This is my UI. Yes. Yeah. This is what we need to focus, my dear. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed. So what I said, what I said, CRS is good to combine with event sourcing pattern. State in microservice is nothing but member variables, model class objects. Tanuja ji, it's purely model class objects only. Don't think much. Request, response, model classes are there, na? Those things only was. Right. No, listen. What my point is, here event sourcing is happening. Here CQRS is happening. But overall, if you observe, separate microservices are there for write operation. Separate microservices are there for read operation. Are you able to notice this, guys? Okay. Okay. Event sourcing says the MS should write their business operations as events. Okay, whereas CQRS says develop separate MS for reading data and separate MS for writing data. Develop separate MS for reading data, separate MS for reading data. Okay, that is CQRS. See the name? Command Query Responsibility Surrogation. Understanding? Okay, command means asking something. 1 minute. Commanding means reading some, I think select operation, guys. What is that? They're trying to say command query. So the way we ask, the way we write should be surrogated. That's why they named it as what? CQRS pattern. I hope you got the basic idea, guys. There are two advantages, guys. One is what? It allows us to separate read and write operations. It dedicatedly allows us to separate read and write operation. At the same time, it's always good CQRS should be implemented along with what? Event sourcing pattern, guys. What pattern? Event sourcing pattern. Right. Till Saturday, Sunday, I will be teaching one or other design pattern of microservice. Don't worry. Thank you. Have a nice time, guys.